Alright, so for this video we're going to go through 2 through 15, but you'll have the time breakdowns on the presentation so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. So, 2 says, based on the information in Table 3, so I'm going to underline that because I'm going to Table 3. How does a decrease in CIP, so I want it to go down in CIP and only on dry roads, correspond to the friction? So, I'm looking only at dry roads here. And I'm looking at a decrease in CIP, which means I'm going to be paying attention. So here's my CIP, here's my UK. I'm going to be paying attention to the table going in this direction because I want a decrease in CIP. So as this decreases, what does the UK do? And now I'm only looking at my ones with the box because I'm only looking at dry roads. 8.34 to 8.14, that's a decrease. That's an increase. That's an increase. And that's a decrease if you compare those numbers going in that direction. So it goes decrease, increase, increase, decrease. So that means, again, there's no real pattern here when you're looking at them because we've made sure that these are in order for decreasing. So the answer is, again, no real trend. So for number 3, as shown in Table 1, for a vehicle of a given mass, which of the following corresponds to a decrease in D? So again, we want a decrease in D. So I'm going to look in Table 1 for a vehicle of a given mass, which means we'd be looking on one of the masses at a time. Which of the following corresponds to a decrease in D? So what will cause D to decrease? So I'm going to go to Table 1. So I flip my page back over. For any given mass, so let's just look at one of these. So I want D to decrease. So that means that when it goes from 21 to 10.8, that's a decrease. 85 to 42.3, that's a decrease. So what causes this? The velocity stays the same, so that's not going to be it. But here, if you look here, what happens? This is an increase. This is an increase. Same thing if you look at the other sections. So that means that the column that we need to be looking at is something with UK. And then again, if we look at our answer choices, then we'll see what happens. So a decrease in velocity and a decrease in UK. Now, what happens here? If we go from 80 to 40, so let's look at when these are the same. So we'll look at this value. This is a 42, and that is 10.8, and that went from 80 to 40. So if we decrease the velocity, so you have to look at every section of the table with the relationship. Now, we saw that an increase in UK was the first thing we looked at, so we can cross off 3. And an increase in velocity takes us in the opposite direction, so our answer is B. That means that the distractor is either C or D because it has UK but in the wrong direction. Okay, so at this point we'll move on to number 4. According to Figure 1, along the oceanic geotherm, as temperature increases, pressure does what? So we go to Figure 1. We have oceanic geotherm, temperature, and pressure. Those are our values. So I'm going to flip to Figure 1. Now I'm going to be following this one, the oceanic geotherm. And so as my temperature is increasing, so temperature increases this way, what is my pressure doing? So as we get warmer, the pressure on this one is decreasing when you follow the graph. So our answer choice for number 4 it's going down as you follow the graph, so that's going to be a distractor. It looks like it's decreasing, but then if you look at the values, it's increasing. So make sure you're always paying attention to your axes. So this increases this way. This increases this way. So while the line is going down, the values are increasing. So the answer for this one is actually A, and that means that this is the distractor, because that's how a graph normally is. We'll do 5, and then there will be a second video. So, all right, number 5. Based on figure 1, as temperature decreases, the pressure required to convert graphite into diamond. So figure 1 is where we look, graphite into diamond, and again we're looking at temperature and pressure. So we're here between graphite and diamond. That's this gonna be this section. So as the temperature decreases, it's decreasing this way, and the pressure to meet these two lines, or where these two lines meet, is going to be doing what? So as the temperature decreases, the pressure